We'll be starting in just a second, folks. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is today? What's Tuesday? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning. Go. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. If you haven't done so yet, please go to the gearbox right here and click on 1080p, okay? It'll make your video quality much, much better, and you'll be able to see my charts in the same quality that I'm looking at. And number two, while you're there, how about a thumbs up right here below the video? Um, I'll give myself a thumbs up. There we go. Now let me say good morning to everybody, and we will begin. All right. Remember, folks, the early bird always gets the worm. We got David, Stefan, we got Brian, we got Richard, we got Santiago from Lisbon. Beautiful, beautiful. We got PJ. Hey, PJ, how are you? We got Ed, we got Lisa, we got Scuba Chris, JB, Ivano, Lydia, Mark, Thomas, Robert, Wade, Michael, Eduardo, Flying Ronin, Richard, good morning to you. Kirk, Mr. $50,000 winner, come on down. Stacy, Rakesh, Jeff, good morning, Jeff. I haven't seen you in the last couple of days. I hope you're doing well. Robert, Joanne, Jason, Colleen, Alan, Stan, Bob, Steve, Art, James, Matt. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Pat, Cam, good morning, Cam. Good morning, good morning. And I'll be talking about the so, folks, we're adding a new feature to the Pro Trader dashboard. I didn't even, you know what? I didn't even talk about it yesterday. I should have talked about it yesterday, but I didn't. It's a $1,500 feature that I'm adding for free into the Pro Trader dashboard. I think Cam got it yesterday. I think customer service got it yesterday. I'll have a lesson on it, but it's very similar to what we use in the Alpha Zone, except it's a multi-time frame asset. It uses the 5 minute, 15 minute. It's basically an oscillator without delay that uses three different time frames. And I'll be showing folks next couple of days how to use it. I just haven't had a chance yet, but I'll be talking about that in the VIP room today extensively. I haven't even had a chance to load it on my computer yet. So we're just getting started with that, and that's for everybody. I wanted to do it so I could thank everybody for being such a fantastic member of our PIT program, which has been amazing. All right, so let me continue. Kirk, Richard, Stacy, Rakesh, Jeff, Robert, Joanne, Stacy, Colleen, Alan, Stan, Bob, Steve, Art, James, Matt, Pat, Cam, Eagle Beagle. Eagle Beagle's in the house. Dave, Michael, Dr. Serena. I hope you got my email yesterday, Dr. Serena. I responded back to you. Pete, Rebecca, and I hope you're feeling better. Rebecca, Illinois grain farmer. Genevieve, Edward. It's actually Laura. Laura, good morning, Laura. Harold, William, Omar. Hey, Omar. Larry, Ralph, Michael, Richard. Oh, actually, I think taxes got delayed. Didn't taxes get pushed forward 2 weeks or a month or something like that? My wife was just telling me. Yeah, I think we got a little bit delay in Texas. Taxes. Let me continue saying hello to everybody. We got Tim, Julio, Steve, Kevin from Peru. I love that. Dave, how's the weather in Peru, Kevin? Dave, Mark, we'll be starting in just a minute. Brian, Taco Tuesday. Yeah, it is Taco Tuesday. You're right. Vertuvian, Robert, Bob, HG, good morning. William, good morning, William. Carlos, Carlos, you got a birthday? Carlos, is it a birthday? If it is, happy birthday. Richard from Puente Gorda. Nathan, good morning, Nathan. Kirk, KJD, Scott, Havad, I got it right. Javad, I think Javad, I got it right. Peter, good morning, Peter. The Sassy Trainer, Julio Arnolfo, Juthi, I think I said Giothi. Keyhawk fan. Hey, Keyhawk fan. Michael Duzzy, CJ Delbert, John, Jody, Rosalind, Rick, Delroy, Dave, Ray, Alexander. There you go. Steve, Manuel, Bob, Brian, Ruth, Stacy, James, Bill, Rebecca, Kevin, Dave. Dave says Florida got a 1 month reprieve due to the hurricanes. Oy, oy, oy. Angie. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Lawrence, Ron. And if I missed somebody, I did not do it on purpose. We just got a lot of people here. A lot of people here. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Lawrence. Good morning, Choi. Good morning, Daniel. All right, all right. Let's begin. First things first. I always start off with the pleasantries. Let me start off with that. Got this here. Put this here. I will be doing another session today. If you missed yesterday's, it was a really good session. We had a really good time too. I'll be doing it at 1 o'clock today. I'll be giving you the big picture with full updates, and I had some updates as well. Hey, Raj. Hey, Walter. Thank you, Dr. Serena. Every time I see Walter, I think about Walter from Breaking Bad. Now I'm in the last season again. Oh, do I love that show? Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning. So here's a link for my VIP room. I already gave you the link for the class I have, and let me give you a link for Customer Service Live because Gustavo and Cam is the place to be, and they'll be explaining you guys more stuff, more goodies. Carlos says, indeed, Dow Jones milestone on April 21st, April 5th, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed. Oh yes, it is. You're right, Carlos. You're right. You're right. You're right. Hey, Spider Monkey, Samson, Mitch. Good morning, everybody. Charlie, Clyde. You got the whole mishpucha here. I love it. All right, let's talk about markets. Let's break everything down. Let's talk about what we need to be on top of today. Hey, Doris, Ronaldo, Don, and Patrick. So the market is a little bit weaker. I actually was watching it overnight, and you could see right here. You can kind of see right here. This is yesterday right here. This is the closing, and you can see we're kind of going down a little bit. We're not really moving in the right direction. On the Dow, you could see we're also doing that, and on the QQQ, same thing. We're down about 0.14, which isn't really a whole lot, but on the Dow, we're down about 125 points, which is still kind of random. The biggest key for me today on the daily chart is whether we're going to be able to get above yesterday's high. And if you look at it on the major indexes like the S&P, we need to get above this level, the 549, 550 level. I mentioned that to you yesterday. We have not gotten above that level. And when we tried to get towards that level, we got spanked yesterday right here. And we've been going down ever since. Bond market right now also, since we closed yesterday, went up a little bit. And then we've been going straight down. Hey, Julian. Hey, Rebecca. So we got to be really, 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 really cautious today for all the right reasons. And again, here you could see where we're at right now. This is the futures, and this is a little bit delayed, which is why I wanted to show you kind of where we're at right now. As far as Fed data is concerned, tomorrow we have the big report. That's going to be retail sales. You published twice the VIP link. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you the event for tomorrow. Here's the event for tomorrow. Excuse me, the event for today, not tomorrow. Today. And here is Customer Service Live. Sorry about that. Thank you for keeping an eye on me. Wait a minute. Why is it doing it again? Why is it doing VIP room? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, I see why. Because I'm posting the wrong. Okay, I see why. I'm posting the wrong link. Ignore what I just posted above. This is the right link for Customer Service Live. Sorry, folks. I apologize. Cam, you and I have too much conversations going on. Thank you, guys. This is the help link, not VIP room. The help link that'll help you. Sorry about that. So sorry about that. All right. So tomorrow we're going to have the big report of the week. Friday the markets are closed, which means Thursday we're going to start getting some random trading action unless there's some major Fed data that we need to review or overcome. But I'm pretty neutral. I'm pretty neutral with the data, but I do believe retail sales will be really good because folks were buying before the tariff started. We have housing starts and permits on Thursday. Again, I think Thursday will be muted unless there's some events coming from the White House, which are obviously completely unforeseeable. Let me talk a little bit about global markets. Today we have Empire State Manufacturing Survey and import-export prices. These are not major reports. If you take into account the fact that major reports have not been able to cause much of a move, you don't expect these reports to be extra instrumental either. Good morning, Willard. Willard. Good morning, Willard. Good morning, Harry. Good morning, Frederick. And good morning, Deanna. So tomorrow, industrial production, retail sales, these two reports. Do I believe they're going to set the tone for the day? No. I think right now still the biggest factor is the tariff coming from the White House and all the major changes. But I believe they are having less and less of an impact. The way I want to explain it to you guys, and I've did it before, but I'm going to explain it again just so you guys know. Imagine you have a black hole, okay? Every couple of days, the more data we're getting from Trump and the White House, that hole is getting filled more and more and more and more and more, and that hole is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Good morning, Afshin, James, Steve. Good morning, guys. So as the smaller that hole gets, the more information we will know. And eventually, once the hole gets to a certain level, we'll be able to kind of figure out more or less where we're at. So the hole still is pretty big, but once that hole gets to a manageable level, we're not going to have as many surprises from global economy. And VIX, which I will talk about today at a great degree, will eventually drop below 30. We're still in Hurricane 3, and don't think we're not, okay? We're still in Hurricane 3. Folks, if you haven't done so, that we have almost 400 people here, please follow the link right here, the thumbs up button right here. Give me a thumbs up. It would be helpful to bring YouTube to appreciating the knowledge that we provide in this channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll talk about VIX in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about global economy. China's not really doing much for the first day. China's been really rocking and rolling. Remember, I drew this channel for you a while back. So you got a couple of things in the way here. You've got a VWAP right here. You got two VWAPs here. You got the 50-day moving average, and you have two resistance levels. This is a gap right here. There's definitely resistance. If China starts cooling off, it may put pressure on the U.S. market because U.S. market is driven by quite a bit by China right now. So we have to be very, very cautious. You could see yesterday the range was very, very small, and you could see that today the range is very small. Now, one of the benefits of having low volatility is this may transfer into lower volatility in the U.S., and lower volatility typically reduces the volatility. Unfortunately, we have not seen that yet, which means the market is still waiting for something, and we all know what it's waiting for, more data. More data. Oh, that's good news. That should be good for Walmart and BJ's and all that. Thank you, Cam. That's good information. When you enter the morning must watch, type in your good morning, then click on the thumbs up, get in the habit. Oh, thank you, Duzzy. That's very nice of you. Yes, James, it's near 30, and I'll talk about it in a second. But China's not really doing anything right now. China's in a wait-and-see mode right here. But I want you guys to know we have three resistance levels immediately above us right here. Three resistance level, okay? Three. So be careful here with China. I wouldn't be going bullish on China right now. What about the bond market? Well, as you can see here, the bond market is trading exactly where we don't want it to trade. We tried to rally yesterday. Now we're down 0.35, not down 3 basis points, which means volatility is going lower, but we are not out of the zone right here. We are not out of the zone. Matter of fact, we are trading within this zone right here. I'm going to draw another one of these. I don't know if I can draw one on top of the other, but I'll try. Here we go. See this? I want this to trade outside of this little zone here. I want it to trade above. The problem is if you go a little higher, you got the 8-day EMA. You've got 4 resistance levels right here above us. And fundamentally, I don't see any reason for the bond market to rally right now. So this is going to be holding us back, and this is a red flag for the market. The fact that the bond market couldn't rally beyond these 2 bars after the announcement that Trump made with the tariffs is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And folks, it doesn't really matter what Trump will say. The bond market's going to do what investors, the long bond is going to do what investors want, not what the White House wants. This is a tradable market. He can't just do this and make the bond market. He could do it with a 90-day yield. He can't, well, he can't even do that. The Fed can, but he can't. But the problem is all the positive things he's been saying the last couple of days have not driven the bond prices higher. And that's a huge, huge red flag. Yes, that's right. Still consolidating in Picasso. That's right. That's right. That's right. Unfortunately. US dollar. What about the US dollar? Notice it's not really going lower, but it's not going higher. It's in no rush to break up or go higher or bounce back. That's another major red flag. That's a major red flag right here. The bond market is not bouncing nearly as fast as we want it to. Volatility is declining and it's not bouncing. That's two red flags. Because if volatility is declining, there's not a lot of speculation. So I'm going to repeat that again in case you missed it, because this is important and this is something you definitely want to write down. When you see markets moving down, you want to see them moving up with the same rate of volatility. You don't want to see volatility declining on the way up. That means there's no FOMO to the upside. That means there's nobody speculating to the upside. That means nobody's in a rush to the upside. That means there's nothing exciting happening to the upside. Now, I just said the same thing four different ways. Do you understand how important it is? There's no excitement here. Just like look at China. As we get higher up, look at how the bars get smaller. You see how the bars get smaller? We go up less excitement. We're going up, not even if you want to even call this going up. We're bouncing from the low, we're bouncing from this, and this is the best we can do. We're not in motion anymore. That's the problem. And when you don't have something in motion after a drop like this, it means it's not in a hurry to go back up. That's the consequences of what I'm saying. And that's why I'm spending so much time talking about it. Okay. So just want you guys to just want you guys, yeah, the extended tax day, Rich. Okay. One second. Sorry about that. My wife is typing something. Yeah, lack of interest. There's lack of interest for U.S. bonds around here. Now, folks, think about this. Remember what I always tell you after a major pullback, you want to see a big bounce in the other direction. If you don't see a big bounce, they're not in a hurry to. There's nobody. Basically, in the last 2 days, nobody's been in a hurry to buy U.S. government bonds after this. That's not good. That's not good, folks. Nobody's buying U.S. dollar. Nobody's buying the US dollar. Nobody's buying the US dollar. That's very bad. Very bad, folks. And again, look, there's no volatility here. Look at this volatility, right? And I know you're probably thinking, Roger, why are you spending so much time on little things like that? These are not little things, these are really big things. The level of volatility is very important to price. Look at the bar, look at this bar, and now look at these bars. Where's the excitement? Where's the speculation that US dollar bottomed? Not seeing any. And folks, please, if you don't like what I'm saying, I'm not saying anything negative against US. I'm not saying anything about, I'm trying to read the tea leaves. That's all I'm doing. The last thing I want is the US dollar to be doing what it's doing right now. But it is what it is. Okay. So, so again, this is not good. The US dollar and the bond market are not giving me that huge bounce that we want to see. Not even close. So, one thing I will tell you let me give you now the opposite side of this argument. We're gone down quite a while. We're now consolidating before going back up. But again, usually when you move down like this and the move wants to revert, it happens pretty fast. It's usually a V. So if we don't see a major reversal today, and if we see the bond market cooling off, and again, look at the bond market at night, just to kind of give you an idea does it look to you like it's in a rush to bounce back? Look, does it look to you like it's been going down since 5 a.m.? Does it look to you like anybody's aggressively buying U.S. bonds at these levels? No, no, that's not a good sign. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Yes, weak low, exactly. Yeah, it just is what it is. Crude oil. Let's look at the other measure. All right. Remember, I told you the biggest factor aside from volatility, and volatility is only for U.S. markets. Remember what I told you, and I told you. Um, One second. All right. So let's talk a little bit about. Let's talk a little bit about. Yeah. Yes. Sudder CNR chaos reign. Yeah, chaos. Well, not so much. See, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. See, if it was chaos, then volatility would still be high. We're at these levels and there's no chaos. See, that's what I was just trying to say. Usually, when you have a bounce like this and that bounce is overdone, you start seeing a bounce like this and you start seeing a parabolic move higher. Look what we've done here in the last 3 days. We're accepting these levels. See, when you have low volatility around levels that are so deviated from the mean, and this is the mean, right? You tend to go right back to the mean, or you tend to accept these levels. And to me, unfortunately, it looks like it's accepting these levels right now. I think you guys are all understanding my point here. And I'm not, again, this is not political. This is not against anybody. This is just pure technical analysis. Now, granted, we're away from this level here, which is fantastic. But I'm going to tell you guys, if the bars stay this small, it doesn't show that there's any interest. Basically, what I'm trying to say is nobody felt like in the last 48 hours, nobody felt any rush to buy crude oil, US dollar, or the bond market. There's no rush to buy these things, okay? That's right, Jeff. That's exactly correct. Okay. So my fear, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Now, would be signs that I'm wrong. Let me give you signs that I'm wrong. Okay. See how we're respecting the 8-day EMA on the way down? We would want to see a breakout upside towards, we want to see all this. We want to see price action right here, right here, right here. I'm not seeing any of that. And you know what will happen if this keeps respecting the 8-day EMA? A line to the downside. And once we get past this level right here, the 60 level, there's not much here. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. Nathan says some good news is there are 130 countries actually in negotiation. Basson said yesterday tariffs will be the easy part. It's the non-tariff trade barrier that will be tough. Well, I'd like to see the market believe him, Nathan. I want to see the market believe him because the market right now doesn't believe one word that he's saying. So anyway, and again, we don't know what the tariffs will be, so we can't plan. So it doesn't really help us. You see, we need certainty. I don't want to hear negotiations. I want to hear what the tariffs will be. Why couldn't the White House do all of this in complete privacy and silence and not even tell us about this? Like, why? Why do they have to tell us everything every 5 seconds? What do I need a report card? Yeah. Yeah, I believe it when I see it too. Exactly. I'll believe it when I see it. So far, I don't believe anything from the White House. Not one word, because so far they've gone back on everything they've been saying. Exactly. Exactly, Jeff. He pulled a Howard Stern, who I've been watching for almost 35 years now. He pulled a Howard Stern. You're right. It's exactly what he did. He pulled a Howard Stern. Smart, Jeff. You're right. He pulled Howard Stern. I love that. Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to remember that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, transparency. We need more. I don't want to hear about coming to the White House. I want to know what the deal is. Yes, I want to hear transparency. China stopped jet deliveries with respect to tariffs. Yes, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, folks, my point is, and this is all I'm trying to say right now, I'm not seeing any aggressive buying coming into the bond market, US dollar, or the crude oil. And the more time goes by without aggressive buying coming in after a move like this, That causes me great concern. Look at crude oil. See how we're trading now? The meat of the move now is right here. That worries me. Bye to this channel. Bye, Mark. If tariff potentially cause a worldwide recession, foreign countries have been making a living off the back of hardworking Americans. I don't know about all of that. Uh, um, all I know is, folks, if manufacturing comes back to America, you're going to be paying 4 times as much for your car and your shoes and everything else. No, Mark, there's absolutely no political bias here. You see what I mean, folks? People hear what they don't want to hear, and that's all they do. And you see, this guy just missed out on like the best analysis in the world, but he can't take it. It's too much for him. And I'm literally just going through the charts. All right. So I'm fearful. I'm very, very fearful. I'm very, very, yeah. Um, I'm fearful that we're going to come back down here. Yes, I want to hear the deals they announced. I want to know what the deal is. No, nobody's sitting, folks, America is where America is right now because of all the hardworking foreigners. America is a bunch of foreigners together. We're a melting pot. Remember that? You guys remember that? We need foreigners. America needs foreigners. Okay. Let me tell you guys a quick. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you a quick, a little. I have a friend of mine. He's a contractor. 7 years ago, he moved to Ponte Vedra Beach, where I live right now. He had a big construction company in Los Angeles. Okay. He got sick of the policies in California and he moved here to be here with more like minded people. He went out of business in 4 months. You know why? Because he couldn't find anybody to help him run his business here. He went back to California because there he can run his business. It's very difficult for us to get Americans to do things that foreigners have been doing for decades for a fraction of what we pay. And none of those things are going to change because America wants a bargain and America will always want to bargain because Americans always want to pay less. And that, my friends, is the bottom line, whether you like it or not. All right. All right. Enough of this. All right. So I don't want us to get here. I don't want us to get here. The last thing I want to do is for us to get here. Gold. What's gold doing? Remember, I told you stop buying. Remember what I told you right here. Don't buy gold right now. Wait for where gold looks like it's peaking out here. Wait for till gold to come back to these levels right here. To these levels right here. Right here, maybe 3,100. 3,100. Okay. That's right, Marge. America shops for lower prices. Imports provide that. And it's, folks, it's been that way for the last 150 years, and it's going to be that way for the next 150 years. All right? So be careful right here. Be careful. Be careful. We're going to get a pullback, I believe. There's really no reason for gold to rally right now, especially in light of the fact that most other commodities are doing very, very little. So my target on gold is right now about 3,100, and then we will come back up. Okay. Let me post some links. I am going live at 1 o'clock today. VIP room at noon today. I'll be talking about top stocks. And here, finally, I got the right link, Customer Service Live. All right. So now let's talk fundamentals, okay? And I'll put everything together for you. All right. Pointing to a muted open on Wall Street while investors wait U.S. economic data, quarterly reports from big banks, and remarks from federal officials. That's all coming today. No major news today. We're Empire State import, not really a lot. We do have bond announcements today, buyback results. So again, I'm looking at the bond market, but as of right now, you could see that the bond market is just sitting below yesterday's levels, which is not good. QQQ below yesterday's levels. The Dow below yesterday's level, down 160 right now. SMH is down 0.43. So we're a little lower. Nothing crazy right now. Hey, Alexander, if some other countries raise someone reasonable, ambitious, and hardworking and gives the person to another country for free, that's an amazing gift. Yep. Yeah. So let's continue. Let's continue. Uh, President Trump stated on Monday that he's considering possible temporary exemption for his tariffs on import vehicles and parts to provide auto companies additional time to set up U.S. manufacturing. Now, you guys do realize that to set up U.S. manufacturing is going to take a couple of years, not a couple of months, a couple of years. Okay. I'm looking at something to help car companies. Great. They're switching to parts that were made in Canada, Mexico, other places, and they need a little more time because they're going to be made here. No, they're not, President Trump. They're not going to be made here unless people want to spend $100,000 on a shitty $20,000 car. At the same time, U.S. moved ahead with plans to impose tariffs on semiconductors and pharmaceutical imports by launching trade investigations led by the Commerce Department. Good luck with that. Apple rose over 2% following a U.S. tariff exemption for a range of consumer electronics. Yeah, that's fantastic, except it's still in the crapper. Palantir, I'm going to start looking at Palantir again. Actually, I'm going to add it to our list. More than 4% after NATO acquired AI-powered military system from the company. That's fantastic. Fed Christopher Waller said on Monday that he anticipates the impact of tariffs on inflation to be temporary. I do too. I believe that the Fed is going to start. I believe we're going to be done with this over the next quarter. I do. I believe we're going to be done with all of this mishigas in the next quarter. And I believe that we're going to start getting stability. And I believe the second half, maybe the third quarter, maybe middle of third quarter. I was thinking July, but now I'm thinking maybe September. The Fed is going to start lowering rates. What they are doing is working. And remember what I told you guys. Remember specifically what I said and how critical I was. All I said was, I wish they would wait one more quarter. Remember what I said. I said to you guys, I don't think it's such a bad idea to do what they're doing. I just want them to wait a little longer. And all I wanted was an extra quarter or two. And I'm still thinking the same thing. Unless this whole tariff thing shifts the economy, which it still hasn't done. We're this close to destabilizing global economy. But if we don't, if we get off this train, now, I think the Fed should be able to lower rates around September. I'm serious. I know you guys think I'm probably drinking some sauce, but I'm not. I don't drink. I'm totally sober. I do believe that. I do. I think Trump just needs to get this done. And again, I'm going to say it again in case you guys haven't heard it. I care a lot less about the result. I care a lot more about finality of it. That's all I care about. I care about the finality of it because once it's done, the market will be able to appraise all of it. And I think once it's all said and done, it's not going to be nearly as bad as it appears, but it just has to be finished. We need to be finished. Should have us flying in third quarter if we're staggering to stay productive at the end of the year. It means he blew it. Trump should have us flying in third quarter or we're staggering to stay productive. Yeah. Yep. Americans don't realize that when they buy cheap products from overseas, the manufacturing jobs leave the country and theirs goes. Yes. Exactly, Dave. Exactly. Folks, it's a messy situation. But if you think that things are going to be made in America, and if you think that global manufacturing is going to be made in America, that's great. As long as but you're going to pay 4 times as much. There's a reason why there's a reason why Japanese cars are made in Mexico, folks. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. It's so you don't pay twice as much. We're awaiting earnings on Bank of America, Citibank, Johnson Johnson, Interactive Broker, United Airlines, U.S. exports, import prices, import price index coming out, not that important. Empire State surveys coming out. Europe is up 1.25%, giving us a little tailwind. I'd love to see 3%, but not seeing it. Investors digest fresh earnings and economic data, as well as wait ever-changing U.S. tariff plans. Ever-changing U.S. tariff plans. Automobile stocks led the gains on Tuesday after President Trump said he's considering some short-term exemptions. What exemptions? When will they take place? How will they impact? Let's say that I am uh, um, let's say that I am a bean counter. How am I supposed to project what's going to happen next? Let's say I'm going to be doing earnings right now, and let's say my business is somehow connected to the car companies. How can a statement like this from our president give me any clarity into our business? It can't. And folks, the problem is, till you see clarity, and Trump isn't big on clarity, till you see clarity, we can't gauge anything. And until we can't gauge anything, we're going to be in the twilight zone. And that, my friends, is a fact. Whether you like me, you don't like me, you hate me, and I really don't care. China closed slightly higher today as investors digested latest trade-related developments between U.S. and China and geared up for nation's first GDP data. Pharmaceutical and bank stocks outperformed on Tuesday. That's very good. Chip stocks slumped, very bad. Sentiment remained shaky as U.S. Commerce Department initiated a national security investigation into semiconductor imports. That's going to be great. A sector heavily dependent on Asia, particularly in China. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, caramba. Japan closed higher today as comments from U.S. President Trump about potential tariffs exempt from car makers further eased concerns about escalating trade tensions about the U.S. and its trading partners. Auto stocks led the gains on Tuesday after Trump said he was waiting tariff exemption on import vehicles and auto parts. What exemptions? When are they going to take place? How big are the exemptions? What specific type of exemptions? See, we don't know anything. And when we don't know anything, we can't make projections. And when we can't make projections, business stops in the USA. Cheryl says, I understand what you're saying about products being produced overseas. My problem is the billions of dollars of profit. I am for free enterprise. Oh, absolutely, Cheryl. I agree with you. I didn't say, listen, folks. I'm not saying it's a perfect world. All I'm saying is it should be fair. Of course, it's got to be fair for everybody. And I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but it's got to be fair. But the idea of foreigners not producing things for USA is just retarded in this day and age. We live in a global economy, and it's not going to change, folks. If it was going to get better, it would have gotten better 50 years ago. Nobody's going to buy a Honda Accord and pay $100,000. You see, that's the bottom line, folks. Do you guys, ladies, do you want to go get your pedicure done and pay 3 times as much? Because that's what you're going to be paying. Do you want to get your house painted and pay $80 an hour? Because that's what you're going to be paying. And that, my friends, is the bottom line. And I'm a very bottom line kind of guy. All right. Netflix rose 2%. They reported, this is just nonsense. This is just them blowing themselves up. Wall Street Journal reported the streaming giant plans to achieve $1 trillion market capitalization. And I plan to be the richest guy in the world in 10 years, but doesn't mean I will be. This means nothing. This means absolutely nothing. Zero. This is them blowing smoke up their own ass. Boeing down because reported China has ordered airlines to stop taking deliveries. Not very good. Not very good. Pepsi down 1%. Not good for Rich. Remember yesterday you and I were sending emails to each other about consumer staples? Well, maybe not today, but I am still looking at Coca-Cola. You can't complain having too many imports. This works only when there is also demand. This means people want to buy these. Of course. Of course. Of course. Toom, have you looked at Amazon during COVID? Do you guys remember Amazon during COVID? That's because China stopped sending parts here. I don't think you guys realize. Go live in a big city like Los Angeles. Your economy would be over in 5 minutes. See, folks, I come from a big city. I come from Los Angeles. If you talk this way around Los Angeles, people will look at you like you're on drugs. Yeah, go tell a contractor to go on the roof and put on tiles. Yeah, and see the expression you get on his face. You guys don't understand. You guys don't get it. Go live in a big city for a while and you'll understand what it means to get things from third world countries. All right. And I'm being honest with you. I'm not being political with you. I'm being honest with you. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about your financial, your books. A roof here in Ponte Vedra costs $100,000 to put on. The same roof that I would pay $25,000 in California for. Think about that for a minute. Think about it. Let it sink in. All right, let's talk about technicals now. I have a trade imbalance with my grocery store. Exactly. All my years in New York, I've never had a pedicure by an American. Now that I think about it. Of course, Deanna, now you're thinking about it? Now you're thinking about it? Folks, go visit Los Angeles or New York or Chicago and live there for a few months. And then come and tell me that you want everything to be produced in America. Are you insane? No, Kevin, because white people don't because there's no third world people to do work here. And white people want a lot more money for your roof than Hispanics. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I can't get anything done here. They want four times more. And I had a construction company that made luxury homes in Los Angeles. I know what things cost. They cost four times. My neighbor across the way spent $2.5 million upgrading a house. I spent $2 million building a $6 million house in Beverly Hills 15 years ago. Please, folks, don't even get me started, okay? Don't even get me started. All right, let's talk about charts. First things first, volatility. Of course, of course. So, volatility, we're still above 30. We're still above 30. Okay? We're still above 30. We're still in a hurricane. Exactly, Deanna. Exactly. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it, Deanna. You guys don't understand what you're asking for. That's why many countries are more than willing to set deals because they aren't worried about trade imbalance changing. Yeah, no, I gave you an honest answer. I gave you an honest answer. No, it has nothing to do with the hurricane. It has to do with the fact that we can't, there are no foreigners here. There's hardly any foreigners where I live. That's the bottom line. All right, SPY. We're not above this level. And folks, I know this is a heated conversation, but I'm just trying to be honest with you. I'm just trying to be honest with you. Right here, 548.63, 548.63. Notice how we're coming off of this level. Yeah, Eagle Beagle, in about 10, 15 years, yes, they will, but we're not there yet. I agree with you. I think robotics will take a huge... Now, if we had robotics, my story may be different. We're not there yet. 15, 20 years from now, we may be there. We may be there. We're not there yet. That's a good point. Good point. Very good point, Eagle Beagle. Very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. That's an excellent point, Eagle Beagle. Yeah, now when we have robotics, everything will change. Everything will change. We're not there yet. We're 15 years away from there. All right. So right here, 549. Yeah, Kevin, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Deanna, they will. In about 15 years, they will. 548 right here. 549. We got to get above this level. What about QQQ? That's funny though. No, no, Alan. I wish it was 5 years. More like 15 years. I wish, Alan. I will. Look, even Bill Gates thinks 10 years. I think 15 years. right here. We got to get above these levels, folks. The level on QQQ is 468.52. Yep, 468.52. How about SMH? Let's look at these levels. Now, folks, I know I'm giving you the same levels as yesterday, but these are the levels. By the way, remember what I told you yesterday? This is important. Let's get back on topic. Yes, AI and robotics will pivot the entire world. See, I think what Trump is doing is very forward thinking if we had robotics and AI and if we weren't relying on the rest of the world. But unfortunately, we still are. It'll be a game changer in about 15 years. It'll be a game changer. We're just not there yet. That's all. But you're right. Good point. Yeah. I would not be planning being a trash man in 20 years, one of the first industries to go 100. Very true. So you see this, guys? I want to show you this. Look, folks, these are great conversations, but you see this right here? See how chips are outside of this triangle? Do you remember what I told you just yesterday? We want this to continue building and breaking up. We don't want this outside because once this breaks, we can come back right here. Okay? Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Be careful. Be careful. I want this to come right back into this range. I don't want this coming down. I'll be watching this carefully. And by the way, everything looks like it's sagging. Look, we're still moving lower. Bonds are still kind of choppy. Dow is near the lows. SMH near the lows. Not great. Not great so far. Not great so far. Let's look at mega caps. And folks, again, the last thing I want to do is hurt anybody's feelings. I am being honest with you. I say it how I see it. Magnificent Seven, folks. Here's the area right here. We want to get above, we almost did yesterday. We want to get above this level, 46.65. We're in this zone, but now we're back here. And here's my fear. My fear is we break the 8-day EMA and we start going down to 42. Okay? Right here. That's my fear. All right. What about momentum levels? How are momentum levels looking? Let's take a quick look. Do we have huge momentum? We have 33 stocks breaking out to the upside. We have 13 stocks breaking down to the downside. I'm glad you feel that way, Cheryl. Robotics will change everything. So if we had robotics, and if robotics were making cars and robots were doing all this stuff, my position would be 180 degrees from what it is right now. But we don't have any of that. If we had robots, roofers, and robotics and all that, I would totally change my tune. We don't have that. We don't have that. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. And by the way, when we do get there, I'll be the first guy to drive an electric car. But we're not there yet. We're not even close. Okay? Yeah, but, or maybe a robot will fix a robot. Remember Star Wars? You're right, Richard. You're right. All right, so we don't have a lot of stocks moving up, and we don't have a lot of stocks breaking out. I'm going to repeat that again. We don't have a lot of stocks breaking up, and we don't have a lot of stocks breaking down, which means we're consolidating right now, which means we could have less volatility. Less volatility is not that bad for the market, but the problem is this. Look what VIX has been doing all night. It's been moving higher, and now it's starting to cool off a little bit, or just stay here. So volatility is not moving lower. Not moving lower. And we have no momentum right now to the upside or downside. I'm going to repeat this again. There is no downside and there's no upside right now in the market. There is no downside and there's no upside in the market. There is very little directional bias. Let me show you the kind of stocks that are breaking out right now. I want to show you guys. Would you buy this stock? No. Maybe. Look at this run up. No. Just want to show you the kind of stocks that are moving. There's a few that look good, but for the most part, They don't look great. They don't look great. They're very discombobulated. They're moving. They had huge volatility that they're breaking out from, which is a huge red flag. Um, so we don't have a lot of momentum. We don't have a lot of momentum. And most importantly, and folks, I hope you listen to the words coming out of this mouth right now. The momentum we've seen to the upside, this is something Richard and I were talking about yesterday. The momentum we're seeing from the upside yesterday, silver, gold, consumer defensive stocks. That's not the kind of stocks you want to see rally after a big downside move. You want to see a rally in chip stocks, tech stocks, financial stocks. Not happening. So let's take a quick look and see what's leading right now, what's lagging. And folks, I know you think somehow that this is all political, that I have some kind of an agenda. I don't like politics. I don't read politics. I don't follow politics, and I don't care about politics. I don't care who the president is. I don't care about any of this. I'm a very factual driven person. Okay? So if I'm telling you something, it usually means there's way, way, way more to it than just some politician talking. Do you remember how long I've been telling you the opposite of what the Fed's been telling us? So please listen to me and get your political crap out of your ears, okay? This is not political. This is not political. This is financial. It just unfortunately happens to be that right now, finance and politics are like this, but usually it's not like that. Usually they're not this close. That's right, Boyd. What Boyd just said is exactly right. Yes, a lot affects the market a lot. And folks, we have over 600 people here now. If you don't mind, a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Right here. Right here. Yep, the law student in me. That's right. I'm very objective. And by the way, I've never been into politics. I've always looked at politics as a dirty business. I've never been into politics. I hated my political science professor. We used to argue all the time. We went to the same law school too. Funny enough. All right. So what about reversals? 90-10s. Let's look. Maybe we have a lot of 90-10s. 0. 90-10s. 2. No reversals. No reversals. How many stocks are making 50-day highs? 13. How many stocks are making 90-day low? 10. Roger, how come you don't have stocks on your watch list? How come you're not giving us all these stocks? Well, how can I give you stocks? In order for me to give you a stock, the stock has to be above yesterday's high or below yesterday's low to make it on my scanner. If you have stocks that are having inside days, then what am I going to be giving you? Making stocks up? Capiche? You guys understand that? Yesterday was one of the lowest volume days in a weeks, and Richard, VIX was still elevated. That's dangerous. Dangerous. Usually, when you see a trading range, like this, see, we went from like 800 points to like 150, 200 a day, right? Look at the volatility. Volatility went from bars like this to bars like this, and what did the VIX do? It's still above 30. So we still have a lot of danger. Yes, we have to be very, very patient right now. All right. So what stocks are leading right now? Let's take a look at what stocks are leading right now. Technology, semiconductor, Bitcoin, industrial, Invesco, financial, consumer staples. Look where the consumer discretionary communications are. So we still have some fragmentation, but tech is still leading the charge, which is fantastic. Tech is still leading the charge. But the problem is interest rate sensitive stocks are not. So it's chips. So if chips give out next couple of days, no soup. Keep an eye on the chip stocks. They are the catalysts right now. They are the biggest catalysts right now. All right. What about Bitcoin? What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's actually moving higher. I like this. I like Bitcoin moving higher. I like this. I like this. I like what I'm seeing here. But again, I'm very nervous about the mega caps. I'm nervous about the mega caps trading right here in this area right now. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. What about overall market momentum? Are things getting a little bit better? By the way, nobody's paying attention to bank earnings right now. Everybody's paying a lot more attention to Trump. Um, Momentum levels are bouncing a little bit, but look at where we're at right now. S&P 500, 30%, 70% of stocks are trading below the 200-day moving average. That's all I need to tell you. Folks, 70% of stocks, of all stocks in the S&P 500 are trading below the 200-day moving average. 75% of stocks are trading below the 75% are trading above the 50-day moving average. That's very, very bad. Dow Jones, 20, 40, these are bad. You want this to be at least 50. You want this to be 50. Look at NASDAQ 100, 34.26. Yep, that's it, Dave. It's just not really great. Not really great. Let's see how financials are doing this morning, okay? XLF, flat, flat. Look, flat. And look at volume yesterday on financials. Matter of fact, look at volume yesterday on the SPY. See, volume's coming down. There's no interest in U.S. stocks at these levels. That's very discerning. All right. So neutral, 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 neutral. Folks, I've been updating you every step of the way on the free. I've been a lot more active on the free Telegram channel because I know a lot of you guys need me right now, and I'm trying to be as active as possible. So please keep your eye on all three Telegram channels right now because I'm trying to keep you guys updated twice as much as I usually do. Okay. To do tariff uncertainty. That's right, Eagle Beagle. That's right. Yeah, lack of uncertainty. It's the uncertainty. So let's look at stocks that I like to the downside. And I think my list will increase as the day begins, assuming we move lower. Let me give you this information here. Helen of Troy. Look for stocks that continue making lower lows to the downside, not stocks that are bouncing up right now. Those are not the ones you want. Pizza. I tried to trade a few of these yesterday. The spreads were just so damn, and that's another thing because of low volume. Spreads are wide, options are expensive, volatility's high, and spreads are wide. You know, we don't have a good market right now, folks. It's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm bored. It's not because I'm making some kind of a statement. I got an email yesterday. Let me show you the email I got yesterday. Let me show you the email I got yesterday. I want to show you this. Actually, I can't show you this because I can't show you. Hold on a second. I can't show you. I want to show you guys something. I don't want to invade anybody's privacy here. I don't want to show you a phone number. I want to show you something. One second. I want to show you something. One second. I'm going to erase this phone number here. I want you to see the questions that I'm getting right now. Client asking about stealth surge alert. It has been a month since last alert. We have been explaining daily why we haven't given trades. The market has been crap for swing trades. We've been telling everyone Hurricane 5 last few weeks. This is me responding to our customer service agent yesterday at 4:48. We've been volatility's 3-time usual level at best. Why does he want to be sitting duck and pay 3 times as much for options? Sounds better coming from you. Thank you, Roger. Do you guys understand the communications? If in case you want to send me that email, the response you're going to get back. Do you understand? Thank you, Carlos. Very nice. I could use a slice of pizza. All right. So do you guys understand? I'm literally sitting here and looking at stocks all day long and trying to find you a trade all day long. That's all I'm doing for 8 hours straight. Do you really want me to force a trade that bad? I mean, do you guys understand? I literally showed you a communication between me and Chip last night at 4:40 in the afternoon. Does everybody understand? I am looking out for you. I want to make sure. Please post yes if you understand why I have not been giving you guys a lot of trades lately. Please post yes if you understand, or post no if you don't understand, and I'll show you the same image again. So BRZE. Yes, people are looking for FOMO, Cam. They're looking for FOMO. Stop looking for COMO. FOMO. Shoe Carnival. Shoes are not doing well right now. Shoes are not doing well. All right, good. 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 Don't be this guy. Don't don't be this guy. Don't be this guy. Don't be this guy. Don't be a schmuck. Don't be this guy. I'm trying to protect you. Good. Good. This stock looks like a good short. Let's look to the long side. TJ Maxx. Be careful. These are not beautiful charts, okay? We don't have the luxury of picking beautiful charts right now. Many don't have patience, but we have patience. This one looks great. BJ's. I must have given this stock every day for the last month. This stock looks pretty good. Again, these are not beautiful chart patterns, folks. We just don't have a lot to work with right now. We really don't. Exactly, Carlos. Exactly. Good transform. Good. Look, I don't want to get this one looks good right here, by the way. Looks like a nice A line. I have this. I'll give this list to Matt in the morning. Walmart still looks good. All the discount stores, the Walmarts, the BJ's, they're all starting to move. Just wanted to show you. Now, do any of these stocks look amazing? Are these any of these stocks look like A plus setups? Not one. I'm going to repeat that again. Do any of these look like A plus setups? The only one I liked so far was SCVL to the downside, the shoe company. So far to the upside, I have not seen any A plus setups. One second, my wife asks me something here. Oh, good, good. All right. That's right, Carlos. This stock looks really good, actually, but it's got to trade above 250. I like this stock if it trades above 250. And folks, please don't be upset at me if I'm hurting your feelings with this. I'm not trying to. All I'm trying to do is help you navigate this market and be honest with you, and not to succumb to any political nonsense. This stock looks good and it's above the 200. But again, look at these. And today the stock will probably not do very well because Pepsi got downgraded. So we got to watch the Coca-Colas and the Pepsis and all the consumer stocks that are related to this one. So just heads up. NOC defense stock. Now, I want to mention something. No, she's not asking about stealth surge. No. This market's balance is as stable as a caffeinated squirrel on a trampoline. Oh, exactly, Carlos. Exactly. Now, something else I want to bring up to you. Coca-Cola, last one. I want to bring up something interesting to you. Notice the type of stocks I'm showing you on my up list. Coca-Cola, Walmart, BJ's, Texas Instrument, TJ Maxx, not Texas Instrument. Let me look at Palantir real quick. No, not yet. It's got to get above this level. I actually have an alert on it. Got to get above 98.65, but then it'll be beautiful. We got to get above this level on Palantir, and then we have a buy again. So, folks, something important I want to tell you. Sometimes it's not what I say, but sometimes what I don't say. Have you noticed there's no speculative stocks on the up list today? Have you noticed there's no Nvidias, there's no chip stocks, there's no tech stocks? And notice the downside is very limited and the upside is becoming limited. And we literally have BJ's, TJ Maxx, Walmart. Those are defensive stocks. Those are defensive stock. Kajagi, the one that I started with TJX is long side. The one I started with HELE is short side. The only four stocks are HELE, Pizza, BRZE, and Shoe Carnival. Those are the only four stocks. Let me just take a look at one more. Sprout Farmers Market. Now, I want to tell you something, okay? This one is good. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I am struggling to find good stocks. 70% of the stocks that I'm giving you right now, I wouldn't even look at twice. I'm going to a bar and I'm not finding any pretty girls, and I'm not even finding okay looking girls. So I'm looking for the best dogs out there right now. I hate to be so crass, but I'm trying to illustrate the point I'm saying. Okay? Women, all you ladies, there are no there Mel Gibsons, the Tom Cruise, the Brad Pitts, the Uncle Rogers. I'm just kidding. We've all left the bar. All you're seeing now is guys who are in their, that are. There's no good guys out there. There's no good ladies out there. I'm giving you sloppy seconds right now for stocks. All my stocks are sloppy seconds. They're not top grade stocks. There are no A class breakouts right now. I am not getting excited about one damn stock on my list, maybe one, but I want you to understand this very, very, very carefully. Okay? Do you guys all understand what I just said? I'm not excited about any of this. I'm giving you these stocks under protest. I don't like anything that I'm seeing right now. Underwater basket weaving with Clyde may be the thing to do today. Does everybody understand what I am saying right now? Yes, yes, exactly. The leftover drunks. Exactly, exactly. Okay. Now let me give you now again, everything right now is subject to what is going on in the government. Now I'll be giving you a full update today at 1 p.m. If you missed it yesterday, it was a fantastic session. And thank you all for being there. I appreciate all of you. I'll give you my forecast for second quarter. I'll give you my gold levels, my Bitcoin levels, my oil levels, the S&P levels at 1 o'clock. In the VIP room, I'll be going through all the major sectors today and doing basic technical analysis for you guys, which you guys love, love, love. Please don't sometimes I wonder why you give them out. Exactly. So I'm telling you right now, be careful. We're not in this beautiful, beautiful, rosy market. We're in the middle of a shit show right now. We are in the middle of a hurricane right now. Please be careful. Trade on a simulator if it's itching. Alexander, that's great advice. Sit on your hands, trade in a simulator, be careful. I'm trying to explain this to you from the top of my lungs. If I could have a Empire State Building, if I could be, telling you this from the top of the Empire State Building, I would be telling you this right now. If you want to trade very small, very tiny, play around. Don't go in right now. This is not the time. Thank you all very, very much for being here. Here is the link for Customer Service Live. And I will be talking about the new addition in the VIP room today for the Pro Trader dashboard. I'll be talking about that today in the VIP room extensively. Okay? Please, please, please. Yeah, exactly, Nathan. Please, please, please understand exactly what I'm saying. All right? You don't want when they demand stocks when there are none. That's what some people want. Exactly, exactly. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And if I hurt anybody's feelings, if I upset you because of something I said stupid politically, that is not the intent. My intent is for us to focus on the market and not the silly stuff that's going on in Washington. Unfortunately, right now, they're very interwound. What can we do? Bye, guys. Have a great day. It's the fractal. Yes, I'm going to be talking about the fractals. Yes, today at noon. Cam, if you get a chance, stop by or I'll send you a link of the recording. And Gustavo, I hope the Boberman is doing well today. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody. And I hope your son is doing great with his new bride. Bye, everyone. It is great with Alpha. AlphaZone is great right now. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Let's see here. Take that. Copy that. Put that here.